All right. We're at 5759 Wintrop Avenue. As I said before here, I'm going to pull out of the stack. There's your Ferncos couplings, new clean out tee that we added to gain access to this stack in the garage. And there's a nearby floor drain over there. You can go ahead and enter in to this stack. You can see there where what shape the pipe's going inside. Hopefully we can get through this with no problems. Looks like we got a lot of buildup there. That's going to be a tough one. Well, hopefully we're not. And we are. Got so much buildup at the base of the stack that we're not able to get through. This thing's been sitting vacant for over a year, at least, to the best of my knowledge. You can see where we've got all the buildup here. That's all grit, or basically pipe. Flakes of rust, oxidation. A lot of that comes from the system not being used. And unfortunately, I don't have any water nearby. I'll have to get some, I guess, and see what I can do with that. So maybe I can get some water flushed down there or something from a hose. I don't know. At this point in time, though, I can't go any further. I've tried to navigate that bend, and it's not happening. Oh, wait a second. Maybe we might have just lucked out. Let's see if we can't push past it. There we go. I'll be darned. We did get past it. Basically now this camera is self-leveling, so right side up, left side's the left, right side's the right, up is up, down is down. You get the idea. And we're approximately 10 foot, almost 10 foot. I just got past that 90. You can see there's a little bit of a belly holding water. I had previously flushed, there's something on the lens there, water through this system. Turn the lights just a little bit. You get it too bright. Alright, this is outside now. And I know that because we're in the clay pipe. You can see where the transition is. I'll back up. That's metal. Right there's where it goes right into clay. You can look up and see the clay vitreous color. There's your first joint. Excuse me. You can see where the pipe's wet from where we ran water. And this should take us on out to the sewer. Okay. We're out underneath the driveway right now. This footage is approximate, but it's pretty close. You got to remember that's from point A too, right? From where we went at the clean out. That is roots, looks like. Looks like roots there about 50 feet out, so towards the edge of the driveway. Not horrendous. You can see that they're there coming in at that joint, but we might even knock some loose. This is actually right at the street. I'm getting ready to, I believe, unless that was just a turn. 52 feet. That's pretty close. This should be real close to the street. Let's see, we can't get past this point. There you go. Oh, okay, here's the main. You can see where it dumps into a larger pipe. If we go on out in there further, you should see some. Seems like you'd see some activity there, but there we go. There's some flow. That's out in the main. Got the camera head just down in the water flow, so it's like a milky white. I don't know why, but it is. Trying to adjust the light there so we can see. Looks like a clay main as well. So that's out at the street, and we're showing about 77 feet, so I'm going to average it back down to 75. That's right about where we would expect to be from. Let's see, everything looks like it's in pretty decent shape. There's some, looks like some cracks or something there towards the, right where the tap is, but that's MSD's problem. Nothing major that I see that's going to hold anything up. I think our drain backup was an isolated thing. And go ahead and pull this back. There's the one spot with roots, about 60. All these joints look pretty good, huh? Now this, I don't know. You know what that looks kind of like a piece of aluminum foil now. I think it possibly is. Piece of rubble or aluminum foil. Maybe those weren't roots. That's better yet. Now that's a turn of some sort. Probably to dive deeper to get out to the main, because it wasn't a real, I don't think it's a deep main out there. Otherwise we'd see a pretty steep drop going to the main once we get out towards the end of the driveway. But usually at this old clay pipe, they just kind of shift the joints just a little bit, and easier to get to where they're going. I'll turn the lights up a little bit so you can see on the way back. That little smoke trail you see is basically the heat off of my lights on the camera. Now we're back inside, underneath the, just inside the garage where the metal pipe was. Now, that water's not really flowing. It's just because the camera's riding along that bottom lip there and stirring it up, which it does appear to be holding some water, so not so much that it's a major problem. We're going to cause any backup, but here we're getting ready to come back. This is basically the 90. I see all the junk in there. That'll get flushed out with water when they start using the toilets. And pretty soon we'll be up and out. Clean the camera lens off a little bit. So yeah, I'm thinking that essentially this, the rain came in probably through the driveway, got into this floor drain, could get out, the one inside the garage, got in, and we did have some really heavy rains this spring here in Cincinnati, so got in, flushed back into that, the floor drain without any P-trap, and you know, it had a clog in it too, so it couldn't take the water, which we did remove the clog though. I really think you're going to be good there, but at any rate, I'm thinking we need to put a flood stop or something in to these two drains to where they'll let water in but not out. So I'm thinking that may be a better option instead of putting in a backwater valve. And I'll have to discuss that with Ms. Hess, but I think that's what I would recommend after running the drain machine, finding a clog, and then running the camera out and finding that there's no other problems. Well, I don't see the need of causing a great expense for a backwater valve. It could be done, but I don't think it's 100% necessary. So that's pretty much it. Over and out, and thanks for having us.